Hi there. So today we're going to talk about the Liberty Walk GTR. This is part of Aoshima's lineup, which started in 2008 with the base stock GTR. The Liberty Walk lineup first started in 2017 with one version that I do not have here, the blue one, which is known as the Type 1 version 1. There are 5 versions of the Liberty Walk GTR, which are mostly the same. It's just small updates made by Liberty Walk to the kit, and so Aoshima also made updates to their model kits. These kits first appeared in 2017 and 18, but they saw a reboxing version in 2025. At least a couple of them did. So these versions are, as I mentioned, the blue version is Type 1 version 1. This is Type 1 version 2. This is Type 1.5. This is Type 2 version 1. And there's also the black one, Type 2 version 2. So these kits sell for around 40 to 50 euros. They're quite common. You can find them pretty easy, I would say. They're not discontinued, especially the newer versions, and they are quite in demand. I'm not gonna go over each kit regarding the contents. We'll do one unboxing of the latest or one of the newer versions. As I said, they're mostly the same. There are different decals, of course, and the main change that happened with this version is that the model that is based on the GTR was updated in 2015, I think. This is the earlier GTR version. This is the latest, I guess, or the later version of GTR that the Liberty Walk kit is based on, and that the Aoshima model kit is based on as well. So let's look at the components, or better said, the contents of the kit. This is the Liberty Walk's R35 GTR Type 2. As I said, the kits are mostly the same. It's just small differences. And you can also build, from these kits, you can also build the standard or stock GTR. Depending on what version or what type you have, you can build the pre-2015 GTR or post-2015 GTR. We have some chrome parts here, which look pretty convincing. There are a lot of parts in these kits. This looks like there's a part missing from here. It's not. If you look at the manual, it's like this. I'm guessing due to the modular design of these kits, this was left for future versions, I guess. Liberty Walk specially designed rims here in 2 parts. As I said, you also have the stock parts, like the stock hood. Yeah. And here we have some not so stock parts. The wide body fenders are here. They need to go over the normal body with some work, of course, but from what I read online, it's quite a good fit. There's not a lot of work involved. Have the front fender, rear spoiler, wing supports, rear bumper, and front splitter here, the wing, some more chrome parts, which look very good. The quality is pretty good. I would say Aoshima quality, which is on par with Tamiya, I think, and quite honestly, in some cases, it's even better than Tamiya. There are some complaints online about the fitment. Yeah, not a lot of complaints, but these are not easy kits. They have a lot of parts, a lot of small parts, which are easy to lose, to break. But overall, I think it's a pretty good kit. In the body, of course, looks pretty good. The panel lines could be enhanced a bit. Masking for the glass and the decal, of course, which looks to be the same as older versions of the kit. Sorry, not old, different versions of the kit, like the Type 1 or Type 1.5. So there is some cutting involved in order to accommodate the over fenders and the new stance of the car. There will be some cutting involved. Also for the front splitter. Yeah, nothing too crazy, just a bit of cutting. The manual looks pretty good. It's detailed. It's not overly complicated. There are a lot of parts which might be off-putting for some people, especially newcomers. Yeah, I would definitely not recommend it for a beginner. And here you can see what parts do go into this kit and what parts you should ignore or discard. So in conclusion, I would recommend one of these kits. As I said, they're mostly the same. Unless you want a specific version, I would say just pick any of these up. They would make a great kit. It is not beginner friendly due to the amount of parts and small parts. There's cutting involved and so on. Yeah. The online feedback is mostly positive. There are some issues here and there with fitment, and yeah, but overall people are pleased with these kits. So yeah, I do recommend them. So for a tip of the day, I would say when gluing parts, especially for kits like these where you have lots of parts, that you could either glue them first, then paint them, or you have to, in some cases, paint them first and then glue them together. I would say try to see if you can glue them before painting, because normal plastic glue, or plastic cement as it's called, makes a bond between plastic parts, basically melts plastic, and then you join them together and they're basically welded together. But if you have to paint some parts and then glue them, I would say try to sand the parts where you need to glue them. Try to sand them a bit, try to scratch them with X-Acto knife or something, or use some paint thinner. Dip a cotton swab in paint thinner, then remove the paint a bit, let it dry, and then try to glue it. Glue the parts, putting glue on the exposed plastic so that the bond between the parts is stronger. If you try to glue the painted parts, or even if it's primer, what will happen is the glue will melt the paint or the primer, and it can hold, but I noticed that in some cases the bond is quite fragile, and you can end up with the parts breaking down. After you finish the model, you notice that a part comes off really easy. Just you touch it lightly and it's gone. Or in worst case, even you mess up the painting, because when the parts come off, they lift a bit of clear coat or paint off the model, and you end up ruining your model. So that was it for the tip. Thanks.